Very good.
Okay, I need a motion.
Move that we come out of executive session with no action taken. Second.
Motion been made and seconded to come out of the executive session with no action taken. All those in favor, Alina?
Aye.
Kyle? Robbie?
Aye.
Barbara?
Aye.
Me? Aye. All right, first action item, potential action regarding complaint discussion in executive session. Need a motion.
Word this, I know.
Can we just leave it status quo?
Yeah, I mean, I moved to take no action regarding complaint discussion in executive session. That'll work or not, but
How do you say that?
how do you see?
I'll second it, but I don't.
How do we don't want to take any action.
We have the potential.
What do I
We
know?
don't have any.
Well, I don't have any potential, then you can table the action.
No.
permanently.
We don't want to table it again.
No, we don't want to table it again. Well, table it, it makes it go away.
Makes it go away permanently, but you can bring it back as another motion later.
Well, we don't even really need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You could permanently table.
Or
this
indefinitely.
I moved, or you could table it. You don't have to say permanently.
Yeah, no, the table, it means you are tabling it permanently. There's gonna be no action taken by the
it
board.
won't come back on until somebody puts it back on.
That's right.
I moved to table the potential action regarding complaint discussion in executive session.
Second it.
Or do you, so sorry, because we had tabled it at the last meeting
But it goes away once you tabled it at the last one.
and so, and we brought it back up. And
But
so,
the action was you did last time was to bring it up at the next meeting.
right.
That this one is, you are saying there will be no action taken by the board by tabling it.
So we brought it back up
Brought it back up.
and we're retabling it. Got it.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to table the action regarding complaint discussion in executive session. All those in favor, say aye. All those,
Do we have to?
no.
No.
All those opposed, same sign.
Actually, I think I want to be in opposition.
Okay, so we had one nay. Okay, potential action regarding purchase agreement discussion in executive session.
Okay, the board authorized for the purchase of the Johnson property known as the Pinion property on the county. It is a different purchase. It is not a real property since we have leased the land to them. And it is the purchase of the modular home itself to be put on the property. So it would be treated as a transfer of a motor vehicle as opposed to an actual real estate property. So it's a different process. So we have the documents. It was confirmed for a sale of $235,000. So we have to go through the process of getting it verified by the county, making sure it's tax exempt. So since we are an entity, and then Mr. Johnson and I will have to execute the documents within 30 days without further penalty for the district. And it will remain in this state until the board decides to permanently affix the property their opinion. Then it becomes a permanent structure. So whatever the board will choose, I just want to make sure everybody knows in the future. So I will have to send the tax status certification to the county tomorrow, make sure it gets done within the 30 days. And then we have all documents notarized and finalize the sale at that point in time of transfer.
Okay, I move that we approve the process to complete the sale of the trailer or the purchase over from Tony and Julie Johnson back over to Corona Schools.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the purchase of Tony and Julie Johnson's trailer. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, discussion.
Okay.
Priority of goals and strategic planning process.
Okay, as we get ready for next school year, the administrative team is going to be holding a retreat somewhere around. We haven't finalized dates and schedules and everything else the first week of July to start planning for next year with a strategic planning process. So we'd like to get a discussion going with the board of what the board priorities and goals for that process would be. Mrs. Saltemeyer, thank you very much for supplying a sample mission and vision as a starting point. So I think that's a good point of discussion, but I know in the past when we talked about this, we had targeted some areas like communication, facilities, academic advancement of our kids, those types of things. So we want to kind of get the buckets like we talked about so we can align our priorities with and get to final mission and vision. So can we just throw some things on the table so we can know what we're aligning our surveys to, what the discussions will be, those types of conversations, because I know Rand has already got some student surveys and adult going for the community, but we just want to make sure we're hitting all the key areas that the board wants moving forward and being able to address whatever the board's desires and goals are for the district.
This will be the first one.
Yeah, will be the first one. I mean, you've had some mission statements that have been done before, but nothing that targeted key areas like like Barb has done in these mission and vision statements of what our goals are for our students and our community. So.
It was AI.
Yeah, well, AI helps a lot. So yeah.
Well, it don't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
you had to put some parameters in there.
Yeah.
You had to okay it.
Technological literacy.
Can't be, I mean, that first sentence is pretty good. Had some stuff to it, so.
Yeah.
Is there any questions about the discussions, board priorities and goals and?
Or is the board comfortable with the 6 areas we came up with when we did the prior work session, just going deeper in depth and how they align to what we're doing? Communication, facilities, financial responsibility and obligation, academic success of our kids. Career and tech ed was a separate one that you put underneath that I think is a 5th big bucket that we could use. And let me go grab the card real quick because I keep forgetting the 6th one. It's laying right next to my desk.
We were busy. Were we? Yeah, I guess so.
Communication, facility, financial, academic success, and I think academics better go first. Is that what you're saying?
Overall culture for the district was the 6th area.
Well, and that hits it pretty good.
One more.
Okay, it was
Communication,
communication, financial responsibility and obligations,
facility,
facilities, academic success. And underneath that, there was a bigger pool of career and technical education, and then overall culture of the district. And we can refine those as we go, as we gather information like that. We can either make them more definitive or like just
This one, yeah, you went and checked.
what I did. Culture was the last one. That's what
Communication, financial responsibility, facilities, career,
technical education,
Academic success.
academic success of all students. Because CTE was a separate one that was broken off from that in our discussion. And then culture was the last one.
Okay, so, I also worked on this. Thank you, Barbara, for printing this out. I think that, excellent communication. We gotta raise the bar on communication. And the one thing I've added in light of our, recent several months is a strong safety culture. And something Kyle brought up, in the last meeting also is awareness and just changing the mindset. It's not what it used to be. And we've all got to step that up. So I think a very strong safety culture needs to be added to that list.
But talking with Amanda about those pictures that they took,
Mhm.
she can explain some of them.
Oh, I'm not saying.
I know that.
We gotta
Yeah,
Yeah.
do better.
yeah.
If we have everybody that's wanting fences, we gotta start small too.
And that was just an example.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to- it's-
No, yeah, exactly. We had a long discussion about that too, and just everybody, but it has to start. I mean, the teachers have to realize that in their classrooms, they don't keep.
And Kyle, to fill in, I want to interrupt President, but no, POMS, that's part of their annual training with the district on these types of issues. And that's what's going to be talked about on the August 29th in service, not only our active shooter, but overall safety culture for that. It also goes into the liability piece, because if you look at those reports, I'm concerned about the quality of some of our sidewalks and some of those retaining walls that are potential issues of that that overall looks at that. And I think all of us have to look at that, and our playground equipment is getting old and outdated. We're getting to the point where these got to be replaced or completely overhauled because of those types of things. And those are all types of things that Tom will help us with. And that's why we're part of that as we go. So I think that's part of the reason why we have what we have. I mean, but Tom's will be able to get us involved with that. And Albert will he actually started with our transportation crew. We have them coming down for a transportation training with CPR and transportation safety and training on the 10th for anybody that has to do that with the district. So that will start July 10th. So
for all you guys on the interweb there, the mission statement that Barbara handed us to, it says a mission to combine agriculture education with technology literacy, preparing rural students for success in both traditional and emerging industries while honoring their connection to the land. We build local partnerships that allow students to apply their learning to community needs. The vision, Corona Public Schools will be a model for rural education that bridges tradition with innovation, keeping young people connected to their communities while expanding their opportunities. We envision graduates who can choose to remain in rural areas as leaders and entrepreneurs or succeed in urban settings while maintaining their rural values. And that's just a starting point. We're going to take that and build on it. And with the 6 things or 5 things that we were talking about there. So anything else? Everybody good? Hopefully you guys.
that gives us a starting point. We get together, we'll share.
Don't work too hard.
Yeah, we'll share information with you guys as we develop them, and you can see, and we go from there.
I just have one discussion item. I think you guys need to really look at this, the board. It's the wind farming stuff.
How much of that did you know?
Yeah.
There's, I know it's not.
I didn't. read
There's stuff that they put in there. Should have been that they worked with. No.
We need to have a discussion, probably an action item later on about SB9 and wind farm. Because we haven't had SB9 purchases for board approval in a while. And they need to be on every meeting.
So
Wind farm. So for a discussion maybe. Okay, but you guys need to look at it.
all right. Anything else?
So on the strategic planning session that y'all are gonna have in July, how's that gonna look?
We haven't sat down and talked about how it's gonna look at. We haven't done the admin. But it's like a kickoff meeting, but we would like to put that as part of a work session before the July, so we can get a board input on questions or areas, or if you come up with distinct questions you would like to have asked in the community. That's where we'll start this next month's board meeting with getting that input. But we have some general surveys that we've taken from the CN network and adapted to us and looking at it for student input and parent input. So we can share that with you, that work session too, so you can see what the surveys are. And depending on whether we're allowed to feed them or not, we know whenever we feed people, they show up. We're going to be better off doing this through surveys and those types of things, as opposed to try to schedule meetings and bring everybody together. We'll just have to get a sense of what the board's desires are at that time.
So we'll meeting 5.
Yeah, we'll probably do it by 5:30. We'll see on the work session next month. And then if you guys are going to get a 5, we can do it.
Or just start at 5:30.
Yeah, the first sorry, guys, and the board meeting after whatever time I believe to that planning session.
Good job.
All those in favor?
I
Aye. All right.
yours.
Thank you.